Please let me know if you see any cut off in the picture.
ఇంకొంచెం అంటే మీరు ఇక్కడ వరకు పెట్టుకోగలిగితే బెటర్ అండి. ఓన్లీ హెడ్ అంటే ఏమవుతుందంటే టీవీలో వచ్చేటప్పుడు ఓన్లీ హెడ్ కనిపిస్తే బాగుండదు. ఇంకొంచెం అడ్జస్ట్ చేసుకుని షోల్డర్ కింద వరకు చెస్ట్ వరకు పెట్టుకోగలిగితే దెన్ దట్ విల్ గివ్ ఎ బెటర్ వ్యూ.
ఇప్పుడు
దిస్ ఇస్ ఫైన్.
ఓకే, గ్రేట్, థ్యాంక్స్.
ఓకే అండి, థ్యాంక్ యూ. You're joining? Okay, I send in the WhatsApp, please. Okay, fine. లాలేష్, ఇది TV5కి వెళ్తుందా ఫీడ్? చెప్పారా శ్రీధర్ గారు?
ఇప్పుడే వెళ్తుంది.
Hi Chris.
Hi Vishal, how are you?
Good.
Yeah, we have Rao, and then we'll have Om. There is another gentleman is coming soon.
Okay.
So one Democrat versus 2 Republicans.
So I think today's format is mainly on like how to achieve 270, right? Rather than going into the It's
Yes.
what's the part to 270?
Yeah.
హలో సార్, లింక్ పంపించాను. అవును 1 hour సార్.
లాలేష్, ఇంకొకరిని అడ్మిట్ చేసుకోవాలనుకుంటా, చూడండి.
హలో,
ఇంకా రాలేదు సార్.
ఉదయ అని వచ్చారు, ఎవరు? ఆయనే అనుకుంటాను.
Oh, it's me and sorry. Oh gosh, it's coming as Udaya. I need to change it.
మొత్తం ఎంతమంది సార్ గెస్ట్లు?
ముగ్గురండి, నేను కాకుండా ముగ్గురు.
స్పీకర్ వ్యూ పెట్టమంటారా, గ్యాలరీ వ్యూ?
నో, స్పీకర్ వ్యూనే పెట్టండి. స్పీకర్ వ్యూ ఇస్ బెటర్.
మీరు బ్యాంగ్ ఏమి వేయరు కదా, మేమే వేసుకుంటాం కదా.
బ్యాంగ్ వేస్తారా? మీరు వేస్తారంటే వేసేయండి, ఉంది కదా మీ దగ్గర.
ఒక పని చేయండి, మా దగ్గర ఉంది, టీవీ వాళ్ళకి లేదు కాబట్టి మీరే చేయండి.
ఓకే, నేను ఒక్క 2 నిమిషాల్లో వస్తాను. మా డాగ్ని కొంచెం జాగ్రత్తగా పక్కన సెట్ చేసి వచ్చేయాలి.
Hello, Rao garu, how are you? This is
Hello Andy, how are you?
Good. Hello Vishal, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Hi Vishal.
Hi Rao.
Okay. Hi. You guys located in New Jersey area?
Yes, I'm in New Jersey. Princeton, New Jersey.
Okay, excellent. I'm in Dallas, Texas.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember in the last time when we had the debate, right?
Yes, Vishal.
What about my video is on?
No, we cannot see your video.
Oh, sorry. Oh gosh, what I'm doing. Oh gosh. I think I have an issue. Okay, I have to join from a different. I think it is having a problem. Let me disconnect.
రెడీ అన్నప్పుడు చెప్పండి. 28, 26. ఓం మీరు ఒకసారి వీడియో చెక్ చేస్తారా? ఓ ఓకే. సార్ మళ్ళీ మీది రావు, కొంచెము చెస్ట్ వ్యూ వరకు పెట్టుకోండి, మళ్ళీ కిందకి వెళ్ళిపోయినా.
Okay, sorry. Let me 1 second. This box is little lower.
అట్లీస్ట్ దట్ వ్యూ ఇస్ బెటర్. మళ్ళీ కిందకి వెళ్ళిపోయింది. చైర్ పైకి వస్తుందేమో చూసుకోండి, దానికి స్ప్రింగ్ ఉంటుంది.
Right. Yes.
దిస్ ఇస్ ఫైన్.
Sir, ready?
Uday, Om. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Maybe reverberation of that resound వస్తుంది చూడండి
Yeah,
ఒకసారి.
I have suddenly my laptop has an issue. That's fine. I joined from here and yes, we're good now. Thank you.
Okay అండి.
Yeah.
Okay అండి. So 28. So you want me to do bang by me, right? నేను I'll share screen మీరు you have to allow screen sharing, Lalish. హెడ్ కట్ అయింది చూసుకోండి. లాలిష్
Yes, sir, ready?
నాకు స్క్రీన్ షేర్ లేదు, ఆప్షన్ లేదు.
ఒక్క నిమిషం, అది పోస్ట్ చేయలేదు. ఒక పోస్ట్ ఎవరికి అవసరం లేదు కదా?
కో హోస్టా ఇంకా అవసరం లేదు, మీ ఇస్తే ఇవ్వండి, బట్ దట్స్ ఓకే.
ఓకే, ఇచ్చాను.
స్క్రీన్ షేర్ ఓకే కనిపిస్తుందా? ఓకేనా? నేను రెడీ పెట్టుకున్నాను.
ఓకే, రెడీ అండి.
మీరు కౌంట్ డౌన్ చేస్తారా?
రెడీ. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cue.
Good evening, viewers. Welcome to another edition of the Spotlight. In today's Spotlight, we will see who is going to win and what is the road for 270 for the coming up elections. The elections are hardly 15 days away, and there are a lot of surveys which say Biden is going to win, and then a silent majority people say Trump is going to win. Let us see where we are and how we are going to, how each party is going to win, and from their calculations. We have here with Rao Kalwala and a Democrat, Vishal Madan, who supports Republican Party, Om Prakash Nakka, he supports Republican Party. And thank you guys. You guys can please introduce yourself before we proceed.
Yeah, my name is, I will start with Ram Mishra.
Yes, yeah. I'll start with Om.
Yeah. Hello, good evening all the Mana TV viewers. Hope everyone is safe. Thank you, Mr. Krishna and Mana TV management team for giving an opportunity. My name is
You are mute. Lalish, hold on. I'm unable to listen. You are muted.
No, you. Hello,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, go
Hello.
ahead.
Yeah, this is Om Prakash Naka. I'm live from my home, Princeton, New Jersey. I am a startup investor and one of these few consulting companies. I also, I'm politically, my family is from political background back in India. So I'm more interested in US politics where Democrats and Republicans, they discuss the different ideologies and policies. That's all about me. Thank you. Thank you, Krishna and Mana TV Management for giving an opportunity.
Rao, you can introduce yourself to our audience.
Hi, this is Rao Kelwala. I'm based in Dallas, Texas. I work for IBM in the area of technical IT architecture, cloud, and enterprise. And I'm Vice President of Indian American Friendship Council, and also I'm one of the initiator of Mahatma Gandhi Memorial of North Texas here in Dallas, and also I'm the founder of Telangana People's Association of Dallas. I've been in this country since '83, and this is my 10th presidential election. I closely follow the country, the progress, and I've seen 2 or 3 generations, what are their needs, my own children, what are their vision for in the politically, what their interests in this country, and I have seen how we have evolved technologically, economy-wise in the last 37 years. I've been a supporter of both the parties, but in this election, I chose to support Biden-Harris campaign. Thank you.
Okay, Vishal, can you introduce yourself to our
Yeah.
audience?
Hi, myself Vishal Madan. I'm here from East Brunswick, New Jersey, and I'm a strong Republican supporter. I'm a member of East Brunswick Republican Club. And a little bit about myself, I'm from IT background, and also I work as an auxiliary police officer right now in a town in New Jersey, serving the community.
Okay, welcome all of you guys. As I said, the elections are 15 days away and 26 million votes have already been polled by early voting. And then the remaining votes are yet to be polled. Out of this 26 million votes, majority votes were polled by Democrats. Democrats voted early. And then at least one of the research states that, Pew Research states that the early voters, among the early voters, the Democrats are the early voters, and then the Republicans, they haven't voted early because they feel that there is election fraud is going to be there. So therefore they want to vote on the election day. And 61% of Democrats Republicans earlier felt that there will be an election fraud. So therefore they want to vote on the election day. Now the percentage of the people who believe that there will be election fraud and then they will vote only on the election day increased from 62% to somewhere around 81%. So these are the state of affairs. And then now we are going to examine who is going to win and what. Again, let me tell about the average polls. RCP average poll says that Biden is leading nationally about 8.9% votes. And then around the same time, Clinton was leading only 5%, 5 points up. So this is the difference, that Biden has more votes exactly on the same day 4 years back than Mrs. Clinton. So these are the state of affairs. At this stage, I will open this discussion with asking opinion of Rao Kalwala.
Yes, I've been following the polls for the last few months, and as you said, Krishnaji, that every day the Biden-Harris campaign is getting stronger and stronger, and I also get an opportunity to talk to people from various sects of the people among Indians and also the mainstream people here in Dallas. Dallas is a very conservative and been very republic. Surprisingly, the people across when they talk, they express that the confidence, they have less and less confidence in Trump presidency based on COVID, the way he's handling COVID. And also they foresee the economy is going to be very weak. Already you see the unemployment is very high. And also my children, they're luckily they have a strong employment, but they see that a lot of their friends and newly graduated college graduates, they have a huge debt, and they do not have jobs, and they see a lot of less confidence in Trump. So they're looking for a fresh presidency to recover this country fast, and also from the COVID, and also the health coverage. All this keeping in mind, I see people are moving very much towards Biden-Harris. Thanks.
Okay, Vishal, you
Yes.
have.
So yes, sure. So first of all, regarding who is better, like I'm sure everybody has their own views, but as Mr. Rao talked about COVID, yes, it's a pandemic, and every president has to deal with it. Some people can do better, some can do a little better, some can do more better. This all, we can always debate about it. As far as economy is concerned, we have seen in last 4 years how the economy prospers and where it is right now. Forget about the COVID time. Before COVID, it was at the highest level, and unemployment was the lowest in US history. So now let's come to the polls. As we were talking about what national media polls are saying, we all saw what happened in the last elections when Hillary Clinton was there. Every poll was giving edge to Hillary Clinton, and she was leading by, I think, maybe 8 to 10 points, maybe 5 or 6 points. She was leading, and you know what happened in the election. So at this point where we are in the last leg of the campaign. We all know that last 2 weeks. Yes, every American citizen votes, but at the end of the day in America, the decision comes to 6 or 7 swing states, because Republican states are Republican states, strong Democrat states like California, New York, they're strong Democrat, they're not changing. So finally the decision comes to maybe 5 or 6 swing states. So we all know that they are basically Wisconsin, they are Michigan, Ohio. Some people call it like they say Arizona also this time. I don't believe that Arizona is swing state. I think that's still strong Republican. So my visualization of this whole scenario is we are looking at, like, for both Biden and Trump at 220. There are like around, I'll say 96 to 95 electoral votes, which are, you can call them, they can go anywhere. And even in those, I feel like Ohio and Michigan, they will go to Mr. Trump. Yes, we can have some debate about Pennsylvania. We can have some debate about Minnesota and Nevada. But still, even if they go to Democrat, with my calculation, if President Trump wins Michigan and Ohio and North Carolina, there's a path for 278 for him. That's what my analysis is.
Okay, very good. Omji.
Yeah. Once again, yes, coming back to about my experience, I've been following the US election since I came to this country. That is 2000. I saw the presidential debate. Actually, between George Bush and.
Spotlight.
Go ahead, Om.
Yeah. So I've been following the US election since 2000.
Audio.
Is it okay now?
Audio video separate వచ్చాడు సార్ ఆయన
Yeah. Yes, audio video separate వస్తున్నాయి. You have to use Om Nakka as a that is challenge అనుకుంటున్నాను. Yeah.
సార్ కృష్ణ సార్ ఆయన స్పాట్లైట్ ఇవ్వండి, మీరు పోస్తున్నారు కదా. యా.
Hello?
What is that?
Can you hear me now? Is it better? No, he wants me to put on a spotlight for me. Yeah. Thank you. Hello, Krishna. Is it good now?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been following the US elections in 2000. George Bush versus Al Gore, George Bush versus John Kerry, and Obama versus McCain, Obama versus, I think I forgot his name, Republican Senator from Maine, Romney, And last year we saw Trump versus Clinton. As Vishal said, U.S. election is more about red states versus blue state. Most of the red states is Republican states. Blue states is the Democratic states. So you already know which ones are red state, which ones are solid blue states. They are considered. There are some of the states which are called the swing states. Swing states are Pennsylvania, Florida, Michigan, Ohio, and Wisconsin. They call as Rust Belt states where steel is the main steel and mining, the coal mining. These are the major and manufacturing. These are the states that are creating the blue collar jobs. A lot of Americans benefited by the Industrial Revolution from 1960s or 1920s. But because of globalization and China became a manufacturing leader, as a result, a lot of states, the Rust Belt state, they lost the manufacturing edge to China. So you can see that a lot of unemployment, and the people, that's why they're more of the swing states. They will decide the fate of who will become the president of the United States. As for the viewers who don't know, US follows the electoral college, not the popular vote. Popular vote can be different. One candidate can win the popular vote, but he has to win the electoral college. Electoral college means if he win the majority in the state, he will get each state has some votes, electoral college votes. If the president win the majority of the vote in that state, he will get all or none, basically. So in this case, according to my understanding, and again, 2016, I was expecting that the Clinton is going to win. Actually, I can say that because based on the real politics and 538 is one of the websites, statistical analytical website. They said the three major websites, Gallup poll and real politics, 538. These are the three websites which track the national polling across the different states, swing states, Senate, and Congress. But 2016, and no one predicted that Trump is going to win. So now we saw that there is a silent vote for Trump. In coming back to 2020, so far I think until February of 2020, Trump is going to he's going to win the election. But suddenly the COVID changed the entire scenario. But at the same time, I don't know whether Democrats have a choice, whether they can, whether their policies and their how they want to handle the COVID pandemic. We are not seeing a credible alternative. So I don't know how the American voters are going to respond. At least to my understanding, latest as per my today's Wall Street Journal report and real politics. I'm talking about swing states. Swing states only Biden has a 4.3 percentage. I don't know how much is within the sampling error of the polling. So my gut feeling is still in the back. Popular vote might go to the Biden, Hannah Harris, but I think it's a tie so far for me. The Biden and Trump. It is a statistical tie for now. If you take the swing states as a 4.3 percentage with the sampling error, so we don't know yet. But so far, if you take the silent vote, if you take the 2016, result, Trump has an edge. But COVID and Trump, COVID has changed a little bit. But there are how the senior voters are going to vote, because they are the most vulnerable, population for the COVID. At least today, I see the Wall Street Journal and CNBC, the more seniors are voting towards Biden. But some people are they're resisting that. We have to open the economy, with the safety. We cannot lock down the economy and put the economy in the recession.
Okay.
I'll stop here. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Om. You have told that about in the swing states, Biden has about 4 points lead over Trump, and then it is almost within the margin of error of polling. And as on the last weekend, if we see the Clinton exactly at the same time, she has over 0.9 points over Biden. Like Clinton was 5.4% 5.4 points above what Biden is now. Then Trump has won. So comparing the lead over the swing states, where Trump's margin or Biden's margin, the Trump-Biden's spread is lessened when compared with what Mrs. Clinton had some time back. Considering this situation, and then what Rao told is that COVID is one of the factor, and college loans, they have been there for almost the last 20, 30, 40 years. They are there. I don't think that's going to be an issue. Joblessness, yes, joblessness is to be seen in two different things, one being pre-COVID and then during the COVID. And what Trump claims is that, okay, the recovery has been faster. Almost he added the 50% of the jobs that he has lost because of the COVID. Okay, remaining 50% are to be added, and then he says that he can do it again. So considering these things, Vishal, I want you to go ahead and then tell about your opinions on the swing states again. Let's first define the swing states being Florida, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Ohio.
Just to clarify, personally, I don't think Florida is a swing state, but yes, traditionally it has been a swing state, but this time it won't be a swing state. Others, I will say Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, even Pennsylvania. Some people are putting Arizona also in the swing state, and Nevada. Now, building on to what Krishna, you said, and Om said, if you look at the swing states, the margin is between 3 to 5% as per all the polls. And that margin is within the error margin. We all know that. And if you go back 2 weeks, you see what was the margin as per these polls. It was 10%, 10 points. Now, my analysis is when President came out of COVID and he started campaigning again, that margin is closing down. Now you see 4 to 5%, and we still have 2 more weeks to go. And you know that this week we have 1 more debate. There are strategies for that. So my feeling is it is going to be neck to neck in the polls. And actually, when it comes to election, I think Om said that clearly also, there was a silent vote. And I think, again, it's going to be a silent vote. And the main thing here is you will see Republicans going to the polling stations that day, doing the provisional ballot voting, than the mail-in voting, which is mainly done by the Democrats right now. So my analysis of the swing states, Ohio goes to President Trump, Florida goes to President Trump, Arizona anyway goes to President Trump. Yes, I still see Wisconsin and Michigan, they are toss-up. We don't know what will happen there. And even I think Minnesota is going to be toss-up. So that's my analysis of the swing state. And even, North Carolina, that's also. So 4 states, I will really put them in the swing state, which can go anywhere. But I think Florida and Ohio, definitely they are going to President Trump.
Rao, your turn. See, you are, I think you are more closer to Florida and then Arizona. Maybe you can tell us what people think about in those states and then your opinion on other things now.
So definitely that in Florida, that what Bloomberg has invested money in some of these convicts to vote and all that, there is a lot of traction for Biden. They see that Florida is economically with they are hurting, and also with the COVID, they are one of the state who got affected too. So, Krishnaji, as I said about the student loan, the difference in the student loan is for a long time, there was a 0% interest, but there is a interest. This is an interest-bearing loan. It's about 5.9 or 6% nowadays. So the pressure is very high on these graduates that it's a piling up. They have to pay someday, and a lot of them do not have jobs. So the unemployment is very high in the country, and also Trump is not releasing the funds in a timely manner. people have a lot of pressure on that. So irrespective of the swing or non-swing, the people problems across the board are same. And most of us of Indian immigrants, we are all with IT background, and we are our unemployment is 2 to 3%, when the rest of the country is probably like 12% or so. So I definitely see that the Biden thing is very high, and even that in the Republican Party, if you look at in the recent, the party himself are not together to support Trump, and the governors in the last 2 days, the several state governors are openly saying they're not going to vote Trump. So that is the attraction is gaining, momentum is gaining, anti-Trump movement. So I would say there is going to be a sweep for Biden. Thanks.
Yeah, a question again. We'll start with Rao. What is the single most important factor that people vote against Trump, and what is the single most important factor because of which people vote for Biden?
Sure. In my view, the trust. The trust is people do not have trust on Trump. He lost his trust in a big way, and a lot of things are unearthed coming out. Even Rupert Murdoch said recently that he's hurting himself by making lying, and he lost his trust in a big way. And then for Biden, the number one point is if you look at the Democrats, starting from the Clinton, they have been very stable from Obama, Clinton, Obama, and then now we are talking about Biden. They have been very stable in their approach, and they address uniformly across. And if you look at it, the IT has grown leaps and bounds during in the last 25, 30 years under Democrat administration, building a relationship with India and stable with China. Trump, he came and raked with China unnecessarily, and there is no result except there is a Cold War, and it's getting worse. And unfortunately, India came halfway in between that. So we need a stable, level-headed government, level-headed leadership in this country now. And that's where people realized, and that is the differentiation in this election. Thanks.
Yeah, I put the same question in the reverse way. If people do not want to vote for Democrats, what is the single most important point by which for which people will not vote Democrats? And then what is the single most important point by which they choose Trump? That's exactly the same reverse question.
For me,
you want to go vote Democrats, you don't want to vote them because of one factor, which is
right.
that one factor which avoids people voting Democrats, and which is one factor that allows people to vote Trump.
Okay. So the only thing negative point people in their mind is with this, in the last few months, the Black Lives Matter, people take it in a negative way. And they feel that this country, Democrats may support those kind of activities, which I strongly doubt, and that will Democrats will always look for the welfare of everybody. And all these issues were pushed under the rug for too long, and people should understand the life of each one of these people in this country, how they live in a given situation. And that is the reason they may have that. But a lot of the youngsters that I talk to, they have overcome that. They're very practical. They're looking at the ground reality. So that need to be addressed. And then on the other side, on the Republican side, one thing why people don't vote is, again, this is Trump. He's hurting himself. And
no. I asked you, what is the reason? What is single most important reason they vote for Trump? Not because last year. Yeah,
got it. So if at all they vote for Trump, they think that Trump has handled the economy, Wall Street is doing well, and that too, middle class and upper middle, who look at that as a plus point. and then the lower class people, they may, in the other areas, people may look at it that he has done for the last 5 years. The economy is going well until the COVID came, which is again is a extension of what Obama has done. And Trump is taking a lot of credit for that. And that is the only reason that they would vote for him.
Okay. Don't you think that, okay, in your theory of like whatever we keep projecting about sales and then other stuff, Mr. Rao, generally what happens is getting up to 80% is easier, and then 80 to 100% is more difficult. If you draw the curves, they're exponential. Okay, going from 80% to 100% is very, very difficult. So don't you give that credit to Trump that, okay, whatever credit, whatever Obama ignited, he has taken, but he has taken up to 100%?
In my view, I did a lot of research on that. What exactly has Trump done in his time? I don't see anywhere that he has, except a little bit of a tax cut. But if you look at the health coverage, he is unnecessarily. Obama said that, hey, this is just a beginning. This needs to be fine-tuned. This needs to be perfected. Instead of fixing the problem, whatever the shortcomings, he's trying to open up and then make he's threatening that he's going to throw it away and all that. That is not right. But in my view, I did a research. What has he done for India? He didn't do anything. If people have that opinion that he is doing great, getting that 80 to 100% is that's where rubber meets the road. People start questioning today that what has he done? When the question comes, people lose it. I mean, there is no answer. He hasn't done anything, and there is no confidence in people's mind that he would do any better than this.
Okay, thank you, Vishal. The same questions. If somebody wants to vote for Trump, what is the single most important reason? And if somebody do not want to vote for Trump, what is the reason? And the same thing for Democrats also.
Sure. So at this point, I'll not talk about economy because we know where it is because of the COVID. At this point, if somebody wants to vote for President Trump or Republicans, it's purely due to one thing, that's law and order. You all know what's happening in our streets, in all the major cities. So the single most point each American is thinking is, how can we bring back law and order? And that is going to be the key point why they will vote for President Trump. Now, the other way why they will not vote for President Trump, and I think some of our participants also mentioned, it's because of COVID. But COVID is a pandemic. Whole world is battling with it. I don't know if there was a Democrat president, what else they could have done. Yes, they might have done a little bit things better. Have they saved 200,000 lives? Can somebody guarantee today, if there was a Democrat president today, have they saved 200,000 lives? No, there is no guarantee. There might be like 500,000, million, right? So yes, you asked me this question, why people vote for Democrat? Yes, people who think COVID situation is not handled correctly, they will vote for Democrats. And people who think we need law and order in this country, they will vote for Republican. I'm keeping economy aside because before the COVID, economy was flourishing, booming. We had lowest unemployment, but now we are in a different situation. As I think Mr. Om said, if we were in the same situation where we were in the Feb, it was a landslide win for President Trump. There was no question about it. And I would also like to add one more thing, as Mr. Rao said, what has he done for India? Imagine if there was a Democrat president and India revoked 370 from Kashmir, doing what we are doing for CA and all those, we would be in a very bad situation in India. I can guarantee you that. Trump took all the pressure away from India. That is the biggest win for India. So I'm not going to go into there are multiple other things. I will not go into those, Pakistan, all those. The biggest thing is the CA in 370. Trump told, okay, you take care of it. I will deal it politically. And he dealt with all the world powers. There was not a single resolution passed in UN against India. Pakistan, China, everybody tried. Nobody could pass anything. Why? You think India has that much power? No. US was supporting. US president was supporting India. So that's my point to Mr. Rao, what Trump has done for India.
Okay.
Can I answer that, Krishna ji?
1 second. Let us go to Om. Omji, you go ahead. Like, I have asked actually 4 questions. One being, what is the single most important point, okay, which enables people to vote for Republicans, and what is the same single most important point lets people go away from Republicans, and the same for Democrats?
Yeah, thank you, Krishna. That's very good, Mr. Rao and Mr. Vishal. I think this nice discussion. Coming back to Krishna, there are multiple things that we need to consider why Americans vote for Trump, Republicans at Trump. One is economy. Economy is booming till February 2020 because of tax cuts and the corporation, and he passed the bill where we're able to repatriate the almost $1 trillion cash sitting in the China and India and other developing Europe. We're able to bring back the $1 trillion that come into the economy. You can see that how much it is pumped into the economy. So tax cuts and some of the so tax cuts are a major thing, and also whatever the policies Obama pursued, but the more tax cuts and some regulations. And Trump did as part of the tax cuts, he did the deregulation of the Wall Street and some pharma industries, some coal. I think free. What do you call that? The coal. I think I forgot the name. The clean energy policies. He rolled back some of the policies. As a result, the lot of jobs are created in the economy in the oil, Texas, Kentucky, Oklahoma, North Dakota, South Dakota. This clean energy away from the basically we are not going to sign the clean energy. We're backing away from clean energy. Whether it's good or not, we'll discuss separately. But that created a lot of jobs apart from the tax cuts. And second one is foreign policy. Foreign policy. Again, I want to complete on the economy. Economy in the February onwards pandemic. I don't know whether any other Democratic president, Republican president can do that. We could have done better by Trump should have increased the wearing the mask and social distancing. We should have done that, but at the same time, we don't want to shut down the economy. We have to open the economy with all the CDC guidelines. I don't recommend. Currently Trump, Biden is saying that we should shut down and give the entitlements. That is wrong. We cannot keep on giving the entitlements. Instead of that, we should focus on that. And second one is foreign policy. I think we have been seeing the foreign policy. Obama and Biden was there, and for 8 years they were silent on the China. They never did anything because they want to think China will change. China will change, and it will help. I think there is Chi America friendship will continue from Nixon time. But now we have seen how they are changing after during the pandemic. How the geopolitics, how they're trying to change. They're trying to fight with India, Taiwan, and Japan, Vietnam, entire South China Sea. They're trying to attack each and every country. And where in the Middle East, that is what China. Now entire what Trump did is the Trump policy. I think I should give a credit to the Jared Kushner. He signed the Middle East. He openly declared the Jerusalem as the capital of the Israel, and also he made sure UAE, all the Arab countries signed a peace deal with Israel. You have seen for 60 years we have seen the Middle East crisis. Finally, it came to an end, and that is that's the biggest achievement, I can say that. Next one is he's moving away from the Middle East. Now he's focusing on, I think, Mike Pompeo, Foreign Secretary of State. We should give credit to him also. He's moving the US is moving all energies to the Indo-Pacific region. So that because China is becoming our enemy, it is stealing our assets, our intellectual properties and everything. I think Trump is going in the right direction.
Whereas is that sorry for interrupting you. Is that because of this reason that the people are going to vote for Trump, or my question you are yeah.
And I understand. I think right now during the pandemic, everyone is worried about economy. Most Americans, if the economy is good, because that is the most important criteria for 80% of the Americans. I can say that the economy is the single most criteria. I think Trump created, economy was doing good till February 2020. Again, after pandemic, he was I think sometimes Republicans, they talk about fiscal policies, by he brought up the almost a lot of stimulus measures. One is the PPP, and the other, $600 per week for as unemployment benefits. It really helped. I think now again we did not shut down the economy. We reopened the economy. 50% jobs are coming in. I think my gut feeling is Americans are going to if they want to vote for Trump, economy is the single most factor.
Okay, briefly, why somebody, if you were to vote for Democrats, what is the point by which point you are interested in vote for Democrats, or which point you do not vote for Democrats? One point I want you to tell me for both.
Okay, coming back to for Democrats, I don't know. The Biden has a 45 years of experience. His establishment, I think he has a 8 years of experience. 8 years of he was a vice president for 8 years. I think maybe I don't know whether that is the issue for me right now. What is the choice that he is very nice. It's a nice gentleman. He is a true presidential, whereas Trump is a businessman. He's not a establishment. He doesn't know how to do the politics. But Biden character, integrity, I think and compassion, and I think these are the reasons if people want to vote for Biden and Harris.
If they don't want to vote,
if they don't want to vote,
what could be the reason?
They don't want to vote. I think I think Trump, Biden is very old. His policies are not different than Obama or Trump. I think I think that is one of the reasons, because it is the same status quo. It's not going to change much, except the Biden wants to give Obamacare. We continue with Obamacare and everything. But my gut, again, to answer your question, I don't think the only thing they don't vote is it is same status quo. Why do you want to change the leadership again? Okay. And we're going to hurt the economy by raising the taxes and everything. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, one more thing. Like, we have been talking about the polls, silent majority, and then Biden is having so much more than Trump, and then these are all the things that are happening. But for the last 1 week, I'm curious enough to observe when Trump is going on rallies, the several YouTube channels, when I say Trump Live, whatever that come in first 2 screenfuls, when I count the number of people watching, it goes into hundreds of thousands. Whereas when Biden is live, and when I do the same thing, Biden live in YouTube search and try to count the channels and then their viewership, the total does not go more than 40,000-50,000. Okay, that is one point. And then today, Ronna McDaniel has tweeted stating that they have taken a poll on the people who attended the Trump's rally. The stats are like this: 15,000 people sign up for Carson City rally. Out of 15,000 people, 18.4% are not Republicans. 30% did not vote in 2016. So these are the various statistics that she has put forward, which says something. I just like you to elaborate, Mr. Rao. Start with Mr. Rao. Is the silent majority true, and what Ronna McDaniel is telling is true, or is it make something for her party, which is Republican Party? I want your opinion on these things. Why people flock onto Trump's rallies? Why not for Biden's? Why there is no enthusiasm for Biden's campaigns at all? So Rao, starting with you.
Sure, Krishnaji. So this social media stats, as we all know, that they're easily creatable, and in the given scenario.
It's that's why I told it's live. When people are actually watching, I have seen so many people are watching. That's what YouTube gives. I just only observed YouTube before coming up with this question.
Right. So even the YouTube, there are certain engines that they can go and hit the counters. So they'd say, I've seen that there are some agencies that they can raise your rating and all that. But if you look at the Trump town hall meeting, look at what he has done. What are the ratings for Trump's town hall versus Biden's town hall meeting? While Biden was explaining the tax breaks and all that, and this man is just personally attacking the whole time. And that's the decency of the president to do the campaign?
Yeah, even then there were more viewers for Trump's town hall than Biden's town hall. This is basically, I'm trying to compare. I'm trying to find out the reason behind why people talk about silent vote, why the polls always, last time also showed Democrats are winning, and then this time also they are saying Democrats are winning. Is there any relation to the enthusiasm that is being created, irrespective of what Trump is speaking, what Biden is speaking? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, as you saw last time, it was a very ideal situation, but this time the situation is a lot different. So people are definitely looking at the ground reality, and they are not looking very shallow way of looking. They're not looking in a very shallow way who is the right president. So those numbers I would not count much, but I would see the sentiment of the people in the country at all walks of life, that the leader, what kind of leader they're looking. So that's my point of view. Thanks.
Okay. Vishal, you have any comment on what Rao said?
You brought a good point, and I also noticed that I also read that a number of YouTube views were very high for President Trump's rallies and some of the events. I think the reason for that is people in America right now, they are resonating with the values of the Republican Party. They see that they are taking the country to a safe path. If they have Democrat president right now, we don't know where we'll go. That's one of the main reasons. I can tell you about one of the number, as Mr. Rao was talking. I live in New Jersey. So before COVID, President Trump actually had a rally here near Atlantic City. There were 7,000 seats in there, and 125,000 people registered for that. New Jersey, we all know that it's a big Democrat state. For the last 50 years, it never turned into that. What's the reason for, in New Jersey, 125,000 people registering, and not just registering? On the day of rally, the whole city was closed because people came like 2 a.m. in the night, 12 a.m. in the night. Why is this enthusiasm for President Trump? There has to be a reason. So YouTube is one thing. Somebody may agree with Mr. Rao, yes, somebody can manipulate. But we can see on the ground, on the streets, there is an excitement, enthusiasm for President Trump. So there has to be a reason for that. I think is fully justified in the current situation. Yes, COVID is a thing. Nobody would have predicted it, and the whole world is battling through it. And yes, some things what he has done could have been done better. But overall, if you see in terms of jobs, law and order, people are resonating with the Republican values, and they want a Republican president at this time. That is why you see what is happening in the YouTube videos and rallies. And one thing about Mr. Rao was saying about Biden in the debates, yes, he is being politically correct and he's trying to be calm. But we saw in the last debate, he told Mr. President as clown, he said, shut up. All those words are not expected from him. At least if you say what you're saying is right, he's more calm and more sophisticated, then why are these words coming from him?
Isn't he showing that he's also capable of doing exactly like Trump, or is it because
if that's the case, they have to accept it. If that's the case, let them accept it. Then let's be apple-to-apple comparison, right? If that's the case. If they don't accept it, they make a differentiation. If you make a differentiation, then why are you going to that level? Simple.
Okay, thank you. Om.
Yeah, on that, just I want to go back to the 2016 result, why it was a surprise to a lot of people, right? Even to me and a lot of poll pundits. The reason is, at least, after the post-analysis results, I did go through the different, websites and everything. The reason is a lot of undecided voters are there. There is a difference, as you said, right? 9% voters are there. Clinton has a 9% majority, 9%, advantage. But they remember when they took the poll, there is 11% undecided voters. So most of the poll results, the poll pundit, they think that, oh, whoever is having the advantage, most popular vote, they will take the undecided voters will go to the Clinton. But out of 11 people, 8 people jumped to during the election, on the election day, they jumped to the Trump bracket. As a result, whatever the 9% she has, it's wiped out. That is that is what the analysts concluded. In 2020, my understanding is, I think, from 2016 onwards, again, the clean energy pact, which is signed by Obama, it killed so many jobs, oil jobs, coal jobs in the Rust Belt area, Michigan, Ohio, and Pittsburgh. This whole thing is everything is, all the jobs are, killed. Basically, you have to shut down all these factories, steel. So the Trump, with the Trump policies, he's a little bit protective. He wants a globalization, but not at the cost of American workers. If China wants to produce the cheaper coal, cheaper steel, they need to, they need to work, they need to follow the same rules as US. So as a result, the Trump either tariffs in China, or renegotiation with the trade deal with Canada and Mexico, and even India and Europe. So as a result, a lot of blue collar workers are getting jobs in the coal, mine, and oil industries. This is the vote bank for the Democrats. The blue collar Democrats are, best for Democrats. So my gut feeling is, why 2016? Now you're saying that a lot of people are coming for his rallies in YouTube. Everything is, all the people they want to see the jobs in America. They see that Trump is, getting the jobs back to America, all these blue collar workers. So Democrats are switching to maybe elect people. They are, they are a little bit hesitant about Trump, but all the Democrats, blue collar Democrats, are switching to Trump. So as a result, you can see that the rallies, huge rallies, number of people in Pittsburgh. If you go to Pittsburgh, Florida, Pennsylvania, a lot of people are union workers. I haven't seen unions are supporting the Republican candidate. This is the first time in the history of, in 60 years, union workers are supporting the Trump. You can see that why they're supporting, because the car manufacturing, the automobile manufacturing, coal, mine, steel, oil jobs, fracking industry jobs, oil industry job, everything is coming back. We have seen the oil was tanked to the zero price. With the president intervention, or Saudi Arabia, pressure on the Saudi Arabia, they stopped the output. They increased the output. They cut down the output. As a result, oil stay at least $30 around that, $35, so that the fracking industry and oil industry can survive in Texas. So overall, I'm saying this is a lot of blue collar Democrats are switching to Trump. But Trump is not a really true Republican. He's a kind of business person. He want to get things done, get elected. So he's doing doing the unconventional things. If you go to the prescription drug discounting through executive order, to the clean energy rollback, everything is, I think, this is why the Trump he's resonating with the average Americans. That's what I can say that.
Okay. Thank you. After 2016 elections and 2017, it looks, one of the Democratic top boss told, quote, "How the hell the middle class and the lower class workers are attached to this billionaire from New York, we still do not understand as on today." That was a statement made by one of the Democratic top boss. Okay, taking that as a cue, we have seen people who are known to us, one being N.T. Ramarao, and then one being Narendra Modi, other being Y.S. Rajashekar Reddy, and then his son. They're obsessed with people. They always go to people. They live their life with people. So there is no defeat for those kind of people. And so is Trump here. He's always with people. He is so obsessed. I think you guys must have seen immediately after the election, after inauguration of his presidency, he started rallies as a president, thanking them. probably we may see them in a country like India. So is it going to play, his connection with the people going to play a major role in election, whereas Biden and then Harris, they keep aloof themselves, like they are away always. I think he must have come not more than 5 to 6 times a week. I think the last month he's coming more number of times out. So is this going to make a lot of difference in the outcome of the election, Rao?
I don't think so that people in this in the corona situation and people are very much insecure. I'll tell you an example today that there is a big interest among the Desi community to buy handguns. So there is a shortage of this in the stores. The moment the stock comes, people are flocking and emptying the shelves. So Trump has created such a huge insecurity, the fear among the American people with this in 2 ways. He calls the BLM rallies as criminals and all that. Other side, he takes the white supremacists and edifies them. So that is breaking this country into pieces. As a head of this country, you cannot do that. You need to heal the country. You need to make people in the current COVID situation, economy situation, give them the confidence. And he may have that people coming along, but what is the use if he doesn't provide that the confidence and he doesn't heal that? So he's utterly a failure, unfit president. If you look at that Amazon documentary watched by top medical psychiatrists, that he has, if you look at that, it tells you why he is obsessed with the people. That is one of the sickness that people will have. That's where that he was a big hit in India, big hit here in Houston. He wants a big gathering. He was expecting a 1 crore people in India. This is not what did he do to India? He took away some of the privileges India he had. He didn't do anything for India. So same thing here. I would not see that as a president. The question comes that what is the point in attracting the crowd if he's not giving them a courage of coming together? So in my view, those are the things people have to analyze. People like to see what exactly is this guy? Is he breaking this country and creating such unrest? And people are threatened with this election instead of right one. They are going and buying guns left and right. So those are my observations in the last few weeks. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
It's me?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is the question? Sorry.
See, Trump is obsessed with people.
Yeah.
And generally, whoever are obsessed with people and then mingle with the people, they never saw any defeat. Like I'm taking example from Modi, then N.T. Ramarao, and then Jagan, and then his father, Y.S. Rajshekar Reddy. So,
yeah.
So how the obsession with people is going to play a role in this election's outcome?
Exactly, Krishnaji, thank you. Visha, I know I partially agree with Mr. Rao. Yes, the BLM and law and order. We need to do the law and order reform. There should be a checks for the police officers, and they should not be discriminated on the African Americans, definitely. But at the same time, we need to make sure law and order is protected. So they are fighting the if you are not safe, the police officer not there. For defending the police officers, we cannot drive, we cannot go, on the, we cannot go to on the street. And, so we have to make sure there is a balancing act. Of course, there is to be some reform needs to be there. And coming back to Trump, see, if you go to the people who are close to the, I think, Krishnaji, you mentioned, you said very well. So N.T. Ramarao, Indira Gandhi, even, YSR, the Trump and Modi, they're well connected with people. And you can get Trump also. If you look at the Trump, he's a media person. He's a real estate mogul. He's a media person. If you see The Apprentice, his behavior is same. So he's obsessed with them. He likes the media. He likes his attention. That is, he cannot compare Modi to Trump, but Trump is a he like attention. He like attention of the people. So, and as now with the digital transformation, now Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, and also the media, traditional media is against the, it's a little bit biased towards the Democrats than the Republicans. So what Modi in India also same thing. What Modi and Trump did is they directly using the social media to reach out to their followers or the people. If you see that before Modi and Trump came in, there is a press briefings by President of India, sorry, Prime Minister of India or President of United States. Now it's not there anymore. They are directly talking to the people. So I think nowadays people don't have a time to stick to the TV prime time and understand and listen to the Prime Minister or President of United States. They want to now social media have phone set is there. They look at the Twitter feed or Facebook feed. They love seeing the comments and they love seeing the tweets. I think you're right. That is now if you want to reach out to the average people, average voters, I think the social media is the right platform. I think that's what the Trump is doing. I think he needs attention. He loves the people talking about it.
So will it change the outcome finally, the election?
I think that's what it is, right? Whatever you're doing, a lot of people don't listen. Now with social media, you're able to reach them. What you're doing to them, either China tariffs to the Canada, Mexico.
Yeah, I think we are coming to an end. Mr. Vishal, your opinion about Trump getting.
Let's talk about quickly three things. First of all, Mr. Rao was talking about some Amazon documentary. We know how it plays with Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos. He's from day one, he's anti-Trump. It's not about just him, it's about all the media. So I will not see it differently. Amazon falls in the same category. So if something comes out, obviously that will be against Trump. So I'll not buy that, or any Republican will not buy that. Second thing is, Mr. Rao was talking about the fear. All of you will remember when Mr. Trump was about to become president in 2016, there was something we all saw on social media. People were saying, oh, if he becomes the president, we'll migrate to Canada. I'm sure you must have heard about it. He became the president. He ruled for 4 years. Tell me a number. How many people have migrated to Canada? Same fear. They tried to create the same fear in 2016. They have the same agenda now. They are trying to create the same thing now. You tell me, you give me the figures in last 4 years, how many people from America have migrated to Canada? It was all a propaganda, and same propaganda is being done now. Third and the last thing, connecting to people, it's always good. It proves that you are a grassroots level leader. And as you mentioned, happened with NTR, happened with Mr. Modi in India. It happened with all the good leaders. So he's trying to prove that he's a good leader. He's going between the people and telling them, yes, he can take care of those things. So I don't see anything wrong with connecting people. And definitely it is going to help him in swing states, because that's where everybody is focusing right now. So those are my three things.
Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for your time. And today we close this session of Spotlight. And then viewers, we have a special session on post-debate discussion on Tuesday and Thursday, this Thursday. Immediately after the debate is over, we will have discussions. And then our viewers will have a bingo played during the debate. And then we will, one of our scorer will try to score the points of bingo, and then the winners can also be shown in the TV. Please keep tuned to Mana TV and Ma TV. Mana TV, Mana TV International and TV5. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Good night.